Everybody, and welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our transfer reaction show. And it's been official. I mean, it's been going on for a while, but it's finally official. Renato Sanches has joined Paris Saint-Germain on a 15 million euro transfer fee from Lille. It's an interesting deal, and you know what PSG had said. I mean, I think it was Nasser, I believe, who had said at the start of the summer transfer. He said the era of PSG overpaying for players and signing, big names and superstar names is over. They're going to look at more, sort of economical buys, more, sort of a change in direction to have like players that fit the team, to not to have so many prima donnas and superstars, but to really build a team. And I think this is another good step in that direction. I think Renato Sanchez, he would have been considered a superstar signing, by the way, a few years ago when he was at Bayern, 35 million euros at that time. You remember he was seen as the next big thing in world football at the time. I think he just won the Euros as well with Portugal. And then suddenly it all just fell apart for him. He never quite settled at Bayern. He went to Swansea. He couldn't quite settle at Swansea either. Almost felt like his career had fallen away even before that started. And he goes to Lille. And I think it was Lille's record signing as well at the time that they had bought him. But he goes in, he does really well. I think he's been fantastic for Lille. He's won them League One as well, fantastic, which was an incredible accomplishment. I know people look at League One as a farmers' league, and it probably is when PSG win it. But that's a phenomenal achievement for any other team to win it because you have got PSG in that league. So when any other team wins it, I think it's a phenomenal accomplishment. I think for Lille to win it was a really great accomplishment. I think Renato Sanchez, along with Burak Yilmaz, I think he was a big part of that win, and I think that is something that has been recognized. There were a lot of clubs that were interested in him as well. This summer, by the way, there's rumors. I think Arsenal were interested, Manchester United were interested. I think he went. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Juventus were. There's some clubs in Italy as well that were interested as well. I don't know if Juventus was one of them, but there were other Italian clubs as well that were interested in. So he had interest, and I think PSG have done well to pull this deal off. And of course, the fact I think that the price is fairly reasonable. So we'll start with the price. Of course, we'll talk about two things. We'll start with the price, and the price is fairly reasonable. 50 million euros is a steal in this market. We're talking about Tielemans and the fact that he costs 30 million pounds, and that's a steal. I think Renato Sanchez at 50 million euros is a steal for PSG because, and again, we go back to this point. If he flops, there's not a big loss. 12.5 million pounds, 50 million euros is not a big loss. You could still get some money back for him. So it's not a major loss. And that's why you need to do these kind of deals as often as you can. You can't always do them. You've got to try to do them where you can. So it's a big value purchase for PSG. I think his wages won't be that much either. I think it'll be fairly reasonable. So I think overall, the PSG have got a good deal. Lille will be a little bit disappointed that they've only got 15 million euros. I think maybe because he only had 1 year left on his contract. I think that can be the only explanation, because otherwise 15 million euros for a player who's looks so good. I'm just trying to find that information if I can about him. So just give me a second. I'm trying to remember what I mean. I had this information, but then now I'm trying to figure out how much did he actually pay for him. So well, yeah. So yeah, for Bayern Munich at the time, he was of course big 35 million. They actually paid 25 million euros for Renato Sanchez from Lille. Lille actually paid 25 million euros, so they've actually kind of taken a loss there. Which the only way that can happen is the fact that he's probably, because he's in the last year of his contract. So I think that's why they've got him for cheap. I mean that is just phenomenal, incredible. It's 15 million euros for a player like that. But that you can get. I think it just looks more and more like PSG have won this deal, and I think Lille will probably be disappointed that they've only got 15 million euros for him. But he would have left on a free next season, so I think the fact that they've got some money for him will probably be seen as a good thing. With regards to Leo, with PSG, they needed a player like that. I think they needed a player like that, and the fact that Wijnaldum is leaving, I think this kind of just confirms that he will be leaving soon. So with Wijnaldum leaving, they did need someone who could replace him, and I think Renato Sanches fits the bill. His bill is someone, and because they're also going to lose Gueye as well. I think Herrera is leaving as well. So and as well Paredes. So they're having a lot of. They want to get rid of a lot of midfielders. So I think they bring in someone who can actually play the style that Galtier would want. Galtier, of course, remember, knows Sanchez as well from his time at Lille. Galtier and Sanchez actually work together at Lille, so I think it makes a perfect synchronizing sense there, which of course I just kind of just clicked in my mind there that they've actually worked together. So I think he's a midfielder that Galtier knows how to get the best out of. I think he's someone who's going to give them a lot. Midfield is such an important position anyway. I think you always need to have the best midfielders possible. If you want to have the best seasons possible and the best teams possible, you need to have the best midfielders. And I think Galtier is doing that. He's got, he's only got Verratti, he's got Sanchez. Sanchez can play a variety of different roles. I think he can play in a double pivot. He can play in a 4-3-3. He could play as a holding midfield as well. I don't think he likes playing there, but I think he could play there as well if they want him to. But he's very dynamic. He's very dynamic. He's got a good passing range. I think he's someone who can also carry the ball as well. So he's got a lot of different strings to his ball. I think that is what he will bring to PSG. I've not seen a lot of him, of course, so I'm not going to comment on his quality, but I think these are the attributes that he has. And that definitely makes him a big an important purchase, a big purchase. I think it puts and it gives PSG the impetus that they need from that midfield. So I think it's a fantastic signing all around. And I see him slot. I mean, the fact that he knows the manager, I think will help, and I think he will slot straight into the team. What their midfield combination will be next season will be interesting to see, because they've got players there that they want to get rid of, I think, last season. So who will be the starting midfield trio? I think will be something that we'll have to keep an eye on. But you know what? It's a fantastic deal for PSG. And the fact that Mbappe now, and they brought in Sanchez, I think those are two things, the two factors that will be something that I think PSG will look at as a win in some ways. The question, of course, is what happens with Neymar. I think there's still a lot of speculation on that, so we'll have to keep an eye about that. But nonetheless, great deal for PSG. Smash like for PSG, smash like for Renato Sanches, and let's hope he can do well at this club and fulfill all that talent and all that potential that he showed when he first onto the scene. He's still very young, actually. He's only 24, so it'll be he's going to be 25 this month, so he's still very young. And he's got a lot of time. Hopefully, he fulfills that potential. But let me know in the comments. What do you think of this signing? What do you think? How well do you think PSG will how well PSG will use him? What do you think what can he achieve? And do you think it's a good signing for PSG? Let me know in the comments, of course. Do smash a like for the video if enjoyed it, and do remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook as well. We appreciate the support, and like I said, we've got a lot of content. We might actually have a lot of content coming up today, so do subscribe so you get notified when they drop. And thank you for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye bye.